Um, Eric, we have now the second page, right? So this second page over here is the contract. Okay. Now I'm just going to show you I'm going to open this up a little bit, and I'm going to share with you something. Uh, this this these pages right here. This here is one set. Okay. This is one set based on the contract right here. You see this number right here, 4500, and it ends with an MF, right? This is the one that Mr. Ewing, he's going to tell you how to break up the shipment. Okay, and in this set of shipment, there are two sets of contracts, right? And one of them is these 4 pages. Okay, the second one will be here to here. Hold on, here to here. So the first one would be here, right? You saw the first ones. The second one would be here. These guys right over here. All right, that's a second contract. Notice the contract over here, it looks a little different, right? So it does not have the MF, it just has the number. Okay, so that Ewing is going to guide you, right? He's going to guide you how you're going to separate your items and what items and what quantities are going to go to each contract. So you see an exact, this is a contract right here number, right? And then you see the first one over here, there's a contract here number. And don't be misguided by, oh, well, the font is so much bigger here. It's up, it's not so important right now, okay? Just makes a one template, and just make sure it's very clear that this is an MF, and whereas the other one does not have an MF, right? Okay, all right, so we're going to get to it later on as to how why he separates these, how he separates the products, how he separates it from one contract to the other. Okay, but right now, let me explain to you what this first set of documents entail, right? Up to here. So this is the first page of the contract. Notice this contract has page 1 and 2, right? Page 1 and 2. Now you can copy paste over here. You just basically copy paste this whole thing from my PDF, right? And you take it all the way down to the second page, where you also have it down over here. You see this? Let me see here. Yeah. So basically, you're going to have to copy from the top of it looks like this, very similar to any kind of invoice or whatever, right? But you're going to have to copy this item here. You're going to have to copy this over here, right? Just read it, and you can see it's quite self-explanatory. You're going to copy that, and then you're going to copy it down over here, right? All the way down to the very bottom. Okay? You're going to copy all of it all the way down to here, right? And then of course you're gonna have something where it says McCormick, and then you're gonna have buyer here, and then Ruby Claire International Incorporated, or your item. It's gonna say Wilson Freight, right? Or Admiral, right? It's gonna say Admiral or something like that, and then by the seller. So you just copy this format here, okay? All right, so it's very simple. Look how 5th grade is. There's no lawyer speaking. There's no lawyer talk here. Okay, it's very simple when you read this. Oh, what's necessary? I think you might have read it before. It's very simple as to what's on here, and it's very plain and simple, like 5th grade language. Okay, that's what I like about it. Okay, nothing tricky. Now over here, that's number one. Number one is the materials, is the food stuff, right? Then number 2 is the country of origin, followed by number 3, which is what is the usage, right? This is a format that is given to us by China, so we have to use it, right? So now, as far as ETA, I always give myself a little more room. So this thing is going to probably arrive in January 17 or so, but I pushed it all the way back, to February 6th, just so I give myself a little bit more leeway, right? You don't want to give yourself the deadline over here, like, oh, he needed it, over here. Don't put the date that he requests it for, right? He says, oh, I want this in January 1. Don't put January 1 here because you might ship in January 1. You know what I'm saying? And don't even put here the ETA date either. I suggest that you put it like 30 days after your ETA date. Okay, that way when you sign over here, right? When you sign over here, you're still legit by the time it arrives, right? You want to give yourself as much leeway as possible. All right, so you'll read all this. It's I suggest that you do go ahead and read that, right? All right, so that's how I will explain to you here how this here will break up later on. Okay, now at the same time, so that's how the contracts are broken up, right? So that one you got. I'm looking at this one here, right? Notice over here when you're looking at contract. Let's go over here to the top. When you go to the very top here, when I come over here to the contract. All right, here's the contract number, right? Just follow the template. You'll see on the contract number, it's followed again on the second page, page 2. See that? Page 1 of the contract, page 2 of the contract. You see that? The contract number is right there. Then you have the invoice. The invoice also repeats the contract number. You follow what I'm saying? Now, this I put 1 over here. It's not necessary for you to put a 1. I suggest maybe you should put a 1. Maybe you should put a 1 because it is, after all, you're gonna have 2 sets of invoices, and so it'd be like this invoice number that ends with a 1 represents this contract number. You know what I'm saying? Whereas the other invoice, right? The other invoice that has the other contract number, it ends with a 2. Okay, so let's just say you come over here, this contract number. Okay, let's go to the invoice for that. See, it has a different number. In this case, I put a 3. Okay, so that way you can differentiate. You can differentiate the 2 different invoices. So this particular contract ends with an MF. I gave the invoice number that ends with a 3. That way you can differentiate. Notice over here, your invoice is this. This is why I say over here when it says invoices. Nope, right over here. Commercial invoices. Here it is. Commercial invoices 1, 2, 3, and 4. Sometimes you have, one set of documents, 2 sets of documents, 3 sets of documents. In my case, I used set 1 and set 3. That's that's not very important to you. I just want to let you know you might want to how you separate your invoices numbers. You may not use my format, but I'm just letting you know I separated it my way. Okay, all right. So you will notice also. So we already saw the invoice. Now there's the packing list. There's the packing list, right? Look